Hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
And welcome back to Talking with Kitties. She is girlfriend.
He is boyfriend.
And it is miserable outside. It is so crap outside. It has been windy and cold and blowy for like a week.
And it's not just like blowy. It's like wind advisory level blowy. Like
crazy wind.
55 mile per hour winds for days.
This is like day 3. I said like a week, but
I'm thinking it's day 4, actually.
Maybe day 4.
I'm thinking day 4.
It's supposed to stop today, but I mean,
It was supposed to stop the last couple days, and then they just kept tacking it on. Like, it's supposed to end by this evening. Now it's supposed to end by tomorrow morning. Now they just keep pushing it back.
But in this area, the weather just kind of does whatever it feels like doing at any given moment. Part of living on the mountains.
Yeah.
They kind of make up their own rules, especially when it comes to weather.
But they protect us sometimes from other weather.
They do sometimes.
At the same time, it's like, well...
It's not often a tornado climbs up this damn thing.
No.
I mean, it has.
It has happened, but it's rare.
It's been a while. Also, on top of that, my man flu last week turned into mild bronchitis, which was fun. Yep. I thought I was out of the woods, and then...
He pushed himself too hard?
And started feeling like crap again, so I was down for most of the week. I put myself down from Wednesday
He put himself down.
Just done.
Sorry.
Like, I'm going to be in the house, done, until I feel better, because this is ridiculous. This is like week 3 of feeling like crap.
Was that your idea to do that?
It was our idea, but I'm going to take credit for it.
Of course you are. I sat him down and was like, listen, this is ridiculous. You are very sick. I'm either making you go to the doctor or you're staying at home until next Monday. But really Tuesday, because you don't work on Mondays.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's all on him. It's all him. He was so smart.
Me. Yeah, what can I say? Yeah, I'm actually feeling like normal.
You sound normal
the past
today.
couple days. I'm still a little stuffy. I'm always a little stuffy.
You always sound a little stuffy.
But yeah, feeling good. Feeling pretty,
Looking pretty good.
Hey.
How you doing?
And a week down.
Yeah. It was like almost 2 weeks if you really think about it.
It was.
Like your man flu lasted 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
But it just went in spurts because you were finally starting to feel better, and then instead of finishing up resting, you're like, now I'm going to bust my ass and do lots of stuff. And then
because it started like right before Christmas.
That's true. So it actually lasted longer.
Yeah, it started like right before Christmas, just like a couple days before Christmas. And then it kept getting worse and getting better and getting worse and getting better.
And finally he's like, no. Week off,
done,
just doing nothing. I'm like, you're not allowed to go outside. Yeah. You're not allowed to shovel. You're not allowed to do anything. Just rest.
So I locked myself upstairs and played Baldur's Gate the entire time. It was terrible, awful, the worst. My life is very hard. You don't even know.
Every day I'd get home and he'd be like, girlfriend, guess what happened? I can't tell you spoilers.
I have been nerding out so hard at you.
You nerd out in the weirdest way, though, because you want to nerd out, but you can't tell me what's going on because of spoilers.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh my gosh, girlfriend, so many great things happened. And I'm like, okay, what? And you're like, I can't tell you spoilers.
I can't tell you spoilers, yeah.
I'm so ready to beat this stupid game just so we can talk about it because it's like,
yeah, I had my second finish with my Warlock run.
The all-girl run.
The all-girl, the all-girl Wrecking Crew run with the Warlock.
They were badass,
They were. Fucking hell, they were. I'm going to miss that run. It was so good.
I know, it was so cute. You were like, I finished it. I'm actually kind of sad. I'm going to miss that run. Like, you can run it again. Ooh. It won't be the same.
Yeah, I'm going to. Next is going to be Samuel L. Githyanki run.
That's true. That's going to be a good one.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to get a pusser. He's thinking about it, but he's trying to figure out how he can do it.
You could try by not doing it, sir. You could go lay on the couch. That
doesn't sound like something
that'd be preferential. Couch naps with the pusser.
Well,
I don't take couch naps with pussers.
I almost did this morning.
Sure
he tried real hard.
He did.
He was so cozy, and I loved it. We've had very cozy kitties lately. I think this weather has been making them want to just settle in and be cozy, comfy.
Yeah, I've been off for a week, and you've been working twice as much.
Yeah, so my poor coworker got the vid and has been feeling absolutely miserable. She has other health problems too. So on top of that, she was just down. She was off a week and a half, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
2 weeks, actually, because it was New Year's Day she tested positive. And then she just now is finally feeling better and not testing positive. So she'll be back to work this week. But I've been doing my shift and her shift.
New Year's Day was just like last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's why it's 2 weeks.
The last 3 weeks have felt so fucking long. It's been ridiculous. If you were saying about that, I was like, wait, what? Oh,
no, I know. It's crazy. It feels like it's been longer than that. Thank goodness she's finally feeling better. So she'll be back this week. But I have been going like...
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
Lots of stuff to do. Lots of craziness. We have a show coming up, so we've been having all the artists come in, and then we've been setting it up and then getting the website ready, and it's been crazy.
Busy.
It's been very busy. This is the time that you would need the two people. Sometimes it's I don't know why both of us are here. There's really not much to do. I mean, we always find stuff to do, but this is when it would have been nice to have two people. Thank goodness for my other coworker who just jumped in and helped me.
She's awesome.
She's amazing. She helped me get so much stuff done. She's been there the longest though. She's been there longer than the director. So she knows her shit.
Yeah, I don't think I realized that.
And she's been there 2 years before the director even showed up.
Oh, cool.
I mean, she knows her shit. And even though showing me what to do is not her job, she is more than happy to help me do whatever needs done. And she's amazing. So
there's nothing, I mean,
we don't have a whole lot to talk about. And
the weather's been crap, so we haven't done anything or gone anywhere. Just kind of hide at home and play video games. Yeah. What else have we done? We haven't done anything.
I don't have it in front of me because I read it a while ago and I don't know how to find things on Reddit that I've already read. Mm-hmm. I read one yesterday that just pissed me off.
Okay.
So much. So a woman had written in and said she was coming to Reddit and not going to tell her best friend or her mom or any of the family members because she didn't want their opinions to change her opinion, maybe, and didn't want to have it mess with things with her husband if it wasn't that big of a deal.
Okay.
They've been married, I don't remember how long, but they're married.
Okay.
She is a heavy sleeper, and she woke up the other night with him inserting himself in her.
Oh.
She was laying on her stomach.
Okay.
She said she sleeps on her stomach, and she woke up to him being inside of her, and she freaked out, pulled away and screamed, and I don't know if she hit him, but I would have hit him. And then he can't understand why she feels violated and upset because he felt it was consensual because they had had sex prior to going to bed.
Oh.
And he woke up and wanted it more and figured since they had already had it.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Right before they went to sleep.
That's not how consent works at all.
It was consensual, so he was trying something new and just thought he'd just tuck it on in there and see what happens.
Just tuck it on in there.
And she's like, I feel violated. I feel really icky about, she has the ick about her husband. She's like, do I leave him? Do I, what do I do? What am I supposed to feel right now? I'm raging at this point reading this. This poor woman. I'm going to rage right now.
I know two girls that were in relationships that would happen with, but they had consented to it. They're like, it's okay. But
and that's the thing. But
it's not just surprise awakening.
And he's like, well, we're married, so it's not rape.
No, we're not in the
I
50s
can't rape
anymore.
you. We're married.
Okay,
it's
boomer.
no, that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
You can't.
It shouldn't have been a thing back then, but it was.
Shouldn't have been a thing back then. Oh, it made me so. But no, he did, and he pulled the whole. Well, we're married, so it's not rape.
Yep.
And she's like, I feel violated, and I feel like I was raped. No, you were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your husband raped you. Furious. She needs to leave him. Do you think it? Do you think that's a step? I don't know. If he thinks that he can do that, what else is he doing?
I mean, he tried something and he was wrong. If he learns from it, maybe they can move forward.
Okay.
But if he's making comments like it wasn't rape because you're my wife,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's being misogynistic.
Oh yeah, hardcore.
And I don't think they've been married very long. It's not like they've been married for years. I think it was 6 or 8 months, maybe a year. So it's not like they've been, it's not like this new surprise and they've been together for 20 years and he was trying something to spice up which still would not have been acceptable.
No, it still wouldn't have been acceptable, but I think at that point that maybe some of those misogynic tendencies would have been
already come out by then.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
That's a wake-up call. Yeah, I think there always needs to be a discussion. Reddit is very, very quick to be like, you need to leave now.
Yeah.
That's you need to go. You need to get out now. I mean, he made a big mistake.
That's going to take counseling.
Yeah, it's going to be on her whether or not she can accept it.
Because people make mistakes, but and
people deal with them differently.
Not a mistake, though. That's not a mistake. Do you know what I mean? That's not even a lapse in judgment. That is rape.
If he honestly believes that, if that's how he was raised, you know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know any better. I'm devil's advocate. It's not right. I'm not trying to.
No, I know you're not trying to justify it by any means, and I know
there's
that.
No justification
but
for it.
I don't think I can play devil's advocate with that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just being a woman and seeing how women are treated. I can't play devil's advocate with that. That to me is a.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get where you're coming from.
That's a deal breaker. I don't know that I could come back from that.
But like I said, I know a couple women that are in relationships and marriages where that's okay.
If you have a conversation and you're like, hey, that's okay, that's fine, but because then it is consensual.
Yeah, but different strokes for different folks
Yeah.
is what I'm getting at. Some have no issue with it. Some do have an issue with it.
But I guarantee you they had a conversation about it prior to, and the guy just didn't try to shove it in, and then the girl's like, oh, yeah, that's fine, and rolls over and goes back to sleep. I'm sure it was a conversation leading up to it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not sure there was a conversation at all
Okay.
in either circumstance.
Oh, well.
So.
All right. I guess. Regardless, it pissed me off.
Absolutely.
I would not come back from that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that one.
You
ruined me.
So I set her up. So she reinstalled Reddit on her phone, and I set her up with the cat calendar widget. She's been living her best cat calendar life.
Every time I open my phone, there's a new kitty for the kitty calendar, and I love it so much. And every time I'm like, oh, and then I show him the picture. We have different ones too, right? Like if you opened yours, you would have a different kitty?
I honestly don't know. Yeah, because I got this one. That's not the one you have.
I think I already had that one. We love cats.
What?
If you didn't know.
I mean, they're okay, I guess.
So this one doesn't really have to do with the last one, but kind of consent.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend asked for permission for everything, which kills the mood for me. My boyfriend, who I've known for 4 months, has the tendency to be ultra careful, which is somewhat opposite than me. Last night was the first time we were getting frisky in our relationship. One thing led to another, which eventually led to sex. But getting there felt like it took forever. He asked permission to touch my breasts, then asked permission to reach into my pants. Essentially everything he wanted to do, he asked permission, which killed the mood. I was expecting him to read the moment. It was a good experience. I really enjoyed it, and he makes me feel better than my ex ever did. But having to approve all his wishes instead of him just getting to it killed it. What could I do to hopefully avoid this for the next time? I don't think he'll do it the next time.
Yeah, give him blanket permission. Just have a talk with him and be like, look, you don't have to ask permission for every single step of the way. I totally get it.
I don't know that he will ask for permission. Every time.
She still should say something to
she
him.
could, but I think it was their first time they've ever done anything. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make sure she was comfortable in the moment and didn't want to overstep and be an asshole.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that was
just the way
very sweet.
The way the whole scene, I mean, it could be your way, but the way the whole scene is now, I mean, depending on how long they've been together.
4 months.
Yeah, so, yeah, probably consent every step of the way.
Well, and she said this is the first time they've ever gotten frisky. So they've been together 4 months. It's their first time doing stuff. He wants to make sure he's not pushing her any farther.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to get himself in trouble.
Yeah.
I doubt it would happen every single time. Like once, but yeah, have a conversation with him. Be like, look,
it doesn't even have to be a conversation. Just be like, hey, you don't have to do all that. Yeah.
We're good. We're in a relationship.
I will let you know.
Yeah. If I don't want to, I can. Yeah. Do we have any kitties at the moment? I don't
There's
think
a gizzard on the steps right here.
Oh, okay.
She's guarding something. I don't know what.
Okay.
So there's probably another kitty somewhere around in there. Bubs probably went upstairs to go back to sleep on the couch.
Probably.
What is the longest you've ever gone without sleep?
28 hours maybe.
I think I've cleared like 30 hours once or twice. What were you doing?
The trip to go visit Andrew.
Oh, that was pretty long.
We were up for like 26 to 28 hours. I'm pretty sure that was the longest.
Yeah.
Like completely straight awake, no naps. Because there are times when I was going through my insomnia stages where I couldn't sleep, but I would get like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, that counts.
So if like the 15 minutes, 20 minutes counts as sleeping, then the longest I've been awake with no sleep at all was then. It was like 27, 28 hours.
I know I've broken at least 30 hours or more.
Video gaming.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I thought you guys had done a couple days, actually. I'm surprised it wasn't.
It might have been.
Like 2 or 3 days.
After a while, it kind of all blends together. It's so easy to do with video gaming, too. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I could do it. Like, I enjoy playing video games with you, but like last night we were playing and I was just like, I need to just stop and like go and do something else. Like I need my downtime from the video gaming. Like I can't just be like all day, I need breaks. I need to, I can't do it.
Remember that one guy that your one friend was dating that tried to like play the hardcore video gamer card to me?
Oh yeah.
And he was like, you don't understand. We would play for like 8 or 10 hours straight. You don't understand. We would like,
and you and I would laugh. You and I just laugh.
We would just laugh at him.
I'm like really?
We go like a whole weekend, not even shower or anything. Okay.
Like every weekend? Because that was normal.
Weekend. Like, we would get our showers on the weekends. Some of us have quit jobs because video games were coming out and we didn't want to be distracted.
It's not something to brag about.
It's not something to brag about. It's not
but it
at
is
all.
true.
But,
like it was not something to brag about, but like it
and
was just funny for him because
that was
he
not
was trying
me,
to be.
But yeah.
It's
just he's trying to be like big badass with gaming. Like, look, no, the stuff you're bragging about is not stuff that you should be bragging about. And unfortunately, I have you beat on all of it anyways.
And he was
like,
trying to like tell you how a game worked or something, and you're like, yeah, I played that one. And he's like, oh, but you don't know how many hours. And it's like, no. And I just was like, just stop, because you aren't even gonna come close, honey.
And then he decided to switch gears and started talking about playing bass.
Yeah, he started about playing
I was like, oh, you can play? I got a couple in the back room. You want me to bring one out?
Well, it's more like guitar. And you're like, I have one of those too. I have a couple of those. Take your pick. He shut up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he tried so hard. He was trying way too hard.
He was trying really hard to impress us because he wanted us to like him, and it didn't work out so well.
Backfired so hard. It's just so weird that he managed to pick those two niches that are just me.
I know. It was kind of funny. Oh, are you loafing in the sunshine?
Is it the gizzard?
She's loafing because the sunlight's coming right in through the window on the floor, and she's right in the middle of that spot, just loafing.
So the boys must be upstairs and
she's
settled
okay
down.
now to be, The boys must be upstairs
stairway.
napping. Yeah. It's so funny. She's such a little guard kitten.
Well, it's her room. So
it is her room. Yeah, she only guards here. She doesn't care about anywhere else in the house.
Nope, it's just her room.
Yesterday, her and Finny, you already know this. We're telling the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday, her and Finny, we caught them napping on the bed together. Now, they were not like together, but she was up by the pillows and Finny was down by the foot of the bed, and the door was only open a tiny little bit. So it was very cute. They were both sleeping on the same surface.
And then last night or this morning, whenever we came downstairs, we found Bubs and Finnegan.
Both
They're both curled up on the couch,
yep.
like 3 feet away from each other. Yep. So they have their moments when they kind of get along.
There's no cuddle puddles.
There's no cuddle puddles, but they're getting along for the most part. But every once in a while, Finnegan just wants to play, and nobody wants to play with him. But then the other day, Gizzard wanted to play. And her and Finnegan were chasing each other all over the place.
Yeah, so, they have fun when she decides to play, but it's just she has to decide if she trusts him enough, I think.
So it's kind of crappy because it's what she's putting Finnegan through what she went through with Brother. Because she would always want to play with Brother. He'd never want to play, And every once in a while,
he'd decide to play.
And now she's doing the exact same thing to Finnegan. He wants to play. Like she's no. But she's got claws.
And he's older than her. So it's funny that he's the one that... Yeah, but still, he wants to be the one to play, and she's like, no.
No. You know, that's not what we do here.
Until she goes, I'm going to get you wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck you up. Woo! Kitties.
What is your worst memory with an animal?
My worst memory with an animal? Oh, it's got to be Casper. It's got to be Thanksgiving with Casper. That was awful.
My poor sweet baby angel.
It's definitely up there. I don't know if you probably don't remember Damien.
Yeah, he was a vicious little kitten.
Vicious?
He was vicious. He was very playful.
He was very playful.
He wasn't really vicious, but he was like very rambunctious.
So I was in an apartment with a roommate, and the roommate was working out of town. He was never home. So it was almost like having my own apartment, but only had to pay like half the rent. And I was with the band at the time, and it was a hot mess. Most of the time, the rent wasn't on time for my half. Anyway, long story. He got a girlfriend and was moving up to where she lived, which was the other side of the state. He was moving, so I had to give up the apartment. But I had gotten this kitten. I had just gotten this kitten, adorable little barn kitten from the guitarist that in the band I was in at the time lived on a farm. Well, not really a farm. Anyway, he lived in an area with a barn, had a bunch of cats. I snagged this one kitten, a little black kitten with a white spot on his forehead, white spot on his chest. He was Damien. And my roommate moved, and I couldn't keep the apartment, so I had to move back in with my mom, who was living in an apartment with a no pets policy. I tried to sneak him for a while. He was louder than Bubs. He was never shut up. And then landlord heard him. Like, got a hold of me. He's like, yeah, the cat's got to go. Can't have cats. So we went back to the farm. And then a week or two later, I was out for practice or whatever. And then we were outside talking. The little kitten came up to me and sat on my foot.
Aww.
But it was all sick and its eyes were all, yeah. It was a mess. It got sick again. And then I guess like a couple days later, Chris said that he found it. And so that was pretty rough too.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. Let's change the topic. That was very sad.
Yeah, that was a really sad one.
What was the first email address you ever had?
I don't remember. It was a Yahoo one.
I want to say mine was Yahoo too.
But I genuinely don't remember what it was. But it was a Yahoo one.
Remember Yahoo Chat?
Vaguely.
That was terrible.
I didn't use it very often. I was more of an AIM girl.
There was a lot we were all on the AIM.
Yeah.
We were all on AIMs back in the day.
Yeah. I kind of miss that.
You had a cash register alert whenever you would come online. Cha-ching!
I didn't have any alerts, I don't think, when people showed up.
I only had one.
Aw, that's sweet.
That was years prior to anything. Now, how many email addresses do you have?
Several.
Oh, man. I don't even know. I know I've forgotten some of them.
I have a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, work emails from all the different places I worked. Do you think email will ever completely replace normal mail?
No, I don't, because my first thought's packages.
Yeah.
There's always going to be packages, but until they figure out a way to replace registered mail,
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be able to completely replace it.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's certain things that I just don't think they'll be able to.
Because it's the whole
do.
It's the whole security. It's kind of like email replacing fax for like medical records and stuff, just the security of it. Because whenever you're dealing with postal service, that's, you know, a government entity. So you drop off the mail, the government takes care of getting it there. So there's a guarantee there. There's backups to it, so forth, especially with registered mail. Same with faxes. With faxes, it's direct connection to a direct connection, like straight direct connection between 2 points.
I feel like faxes aren't reliable as email, though, because anybody could go past the fax machine and take your fax off the machine.
They can, yes. They can take it off of the machine, but that's one fax they take off the machine. There's no way to intercept it in between. I mean, it's possible to intercept it in between, but you have to know exactly when it's going through and be able to catch it exactly when it's going through. Yeah, because email, you don't know. It goes through several servers before it gets to the thing.
True, I guess. I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, because it gets handed off several different places, and there's a copy of it at every single place for a little bit at least. So there's quite a few places you can snag it from.
That makes sense.
So yeah, fax is much more secure, and that's why it tends to stay as a government, as a standard for like medical stuff and everything. That's why most medical places or doctor's offices and stuff, they all have a fax machine somewhere, and they fax the medical records and stuff back and forth because it's more secure than.
Okay.
Have you ever become best friends with one of your enemies?
No. I don't have enemies, though.
Yeah.
I have people that I genuinely think are just crappy, but I wouldn't consider them an enemy. I don't know what would constitute an enemy.
I don't either.
Have you ever become best friends with somebody that you didn't initially like? No. I trust my gut. Every once in a while, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I was just talking to one of my coworkers about this. Like, every once in a while, I'm like, I always trust my gut with people. I said, every once in a while, I'm wrong, and I got the wrong first impression. It's not even an impression. I can't explain it. I have been known to have an initial reaction and then a little bit later go, you know what? I was totally wrong. This person's all right. But they almost always show their true colors. And I'm like, no, first instinct was correct all along. Yep. But I don't have any.
I've had it go the other way. Not enemies also, but I've had to go the other way. I've had friends that have
turned into almost enemies.
Yeah, a couple of them.
I feel like if anything, I've had more that than, but again, not enemies, but just friends to.
It's like, oh, you're not
who. Yeah, I've had a couple of those. Yeah. But even at the time when we became friends, I knew that they weren't. Yeah, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't have enemies, and I don't. I've never had an enemy or someone I really disliked when I met become a friend.
Same. Yep.
What would you say you have too much of? That's kind of an interesting question.
I think I'm bordering on too many musical instruments.
What? No, you really are. Sorry, but it's true.
I think getting close to too many musical instruments.
We have too many fish. I don't want fish anymore. Speaking of fish, I'm pretty sure we talked about Mr. Fish Odor on here. He died.
He was, I have no idea why. He was like,
he seemed like he was,
time.
It was like he was sad. I don't know, like he died of a broken heart or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Like his water parameters were good, but he just
he wouldn't move.
He wouldn't move. He would eat sporadically.
Very sporadic.
And there was no outward signs of anything wrong with him other than his behavior. And,
it was very strange.
And it was from the get-go.
When we first picked him up, he was in his little cup and he looked really happy and was like moving around, and he moved around the whole time we took him home, and then he got in his tank and he was done. Yeah. It's like he didn't want to be in a tank. He wanted to stay in that little tiny bowl forever.
Because then we did take him out and put him in like the little hospital tank, the itty bitty little hospital tank, and he was good. He started like swimming around and stuff and everything, and we put him back in his tank and he hated it. And
I don't know. It was weird.
I didn't know what to do with him. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. It was. Yeah. That was sad.
Well, this is the sad. This is the sad.
We got podcast. The sads.
The sads today.
Yeah.
You know what won't make you sad?
What's that?
There's a really cute little loaf over there.
Oh, is it a gray loaf?
She's a little burnt loaf.
Slightly burnt on the top.
Very raw on the bottom.
Very raw.
She's got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Okay, so being the time of year that it is, what is your greatest wish for the upcoming year?
Ooh. I want to be an asshole.
That's your greatest wish?
No. No, I was going to be a jerk and say something like to get engaged or something.
No. But, you're the worst.
To get another kitty.
No.
That's not true either. That I get my mental stability in check.
Yeah. Get that back on track.
to get my mental health in check so then I can start actually working on working out. But that's part mental health too.
I was just going to say that's what they always say. Like, oh, I'm feeling, you should work out. Like,
yeah. So
but getting that motivation.
When you already have the SADS and you're super depressed, getting motivation to go do anything just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I love doing yoga, and I keep saying I'm going to do yoga. I've done yoga twice this year so far. I just don't have the energy, the motivation, And
I mean, it's the weather's been so shitty, and it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, because we're in the house and everything, but you look out and the weather's just so shitty. It's like I don't fucking want to do anything. All I want to do is bury myself under a blanket.
And read a book or play video.
That's what we did, because I like just sit upstairs and you can't see it or anything. And
until we have the window open because it gets too hot, and then the kitties are so cute sitting at the window looking, and then you get that
kitties. That
ridiculous blast of cold air.
Ah,
but I like it, and you're whining.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
I don't know. I need to get back on track with the musicality of everything.
Okay.
I need to find a balance of everything, which I was hoping to have started to find by now, but I fucked everything up by being sick the entire time. So, because that was the whole plan through December and the beginning of January, but holidays and being sick has screwed all that up. So I still don't have the balance between all the new stuff and all the old stuff and all the stuff that I want to do and all the stuff that I have to do.
Yeah.
Get back on track with finding out. And that's going to be like an ongoing thing, because stuff is going to be picking up as the year goes by.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a constant thing, keeping that balance.
I want you to start getting back into the music thing again.
Yes.
I can see a change in your mood, I think, when you are actually playing too. Although you do kind of become distant because you're like practicing in your head, and I can tell. It's
just the creative outlet of whatever. I want to get behind that drum set more again.
You did seem to enjoy that.
I don't want to force myself to do it, because that's what made me miserable with it, was forcing myself. I do need to find the balance to get back into all of that, figure out what I want to do with all of that, where to proceed.
Just to get back into things
that's my
that you actually enjoy other than gaming.
Balance for everything.
Do you want to get back into YouTube again?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I need to find that balance, see what I want to do with everything.
So that's part of the balance. I didn't know if it was just like you wanted to play just for you, or if you wanted to play like for YouTube, or...
I go back and forth with it all.
Okay.
If I get back into the YouTube of everything, it won't be nearly as structured. I'm not going to do that.
Just kind of sporadic here and there when you feel like it.
Yeah. I haven't decided.
It was keeping you honest, though, with playing. Do you know what I mean?
It was,
that was the nice thing, that it was at least you were like, all right, I have to do this. So you were practicing and doing, whatever. But at the same time, were you enjoying it as much?
It wasn't. I was practicing, but it wasn't. It was a difference between studying something because you have a general interest in it, or cramming for a test.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it was more cramming for a test, because I had myself under the deadline for the video. It's like, all right, I got to learn this song and then get it down and do it. And going back, just like cramming for a test, you cram for the test, and then you take the test and you do whatever with the test. And then like 2 weeks later, you forget everything.
Yeah, because because
I went back through, I was like, all right, I did this, because I was putting them all into, I don't remember.
Yeah, you couldn't
lots of
play
most
a lot
of those. Yeah. I need to get back into some of that and just play more than just playing for the YouTubes, like play for me and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. And I even thought about some of the gaming stuff, and it was like, I feel like I ended up putting too much pressure on myself with a lot of it, with the very strict scheduling and everything. If I do everything, it's going to be a much more casual approach than it was. And there's been a couple times I've been thinking now, like, do I want to stream stuff? I'll do little stuff. Like, we've been doing the WRC rally racing and everything. And I'll stream that to like our Discord channel.
Oh, okay. I don't know that I realized that you were like streaming it.
But it's like
Discord.
no camera, no microphone, no nothing, just screen
they
share.
Could just
basically.
Watch you play. Yeah.
So little stuff like that. And I thought about streaming like a Baldur's Gate run or something, but I haven't.
That would be a long stream.
I mean, I wouldn't stream the entire run all at once.
No, I know. I was thinking that too. I almost said that, like, because if you did, I wouldn't see you for
that would
weeks.
Be ridiculous. Now I kind of want to do that.
Of course you do.
Well, I'm trying to think. Figure 24 hours in a day. You could probably do it if you pushed. Okay, let's say that there are 16 usable hours in a day and 8 hours to sleep.
Okay.
You could do it in 2 weeks with time to spare without even pushing that hard, because that would give you 160 hours in 10 days.
You're saying you would play from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we did it straight, because I'm not going to be like, oh,
we aren't doing this.
No, we're not doing it. But I'm just trying, because you said about it, I wouldn't see you for a very long time. So I kind of want to do some quick mental maths on it. Okay. Say the average run, like a full, like, I don't know what my runs are at. I'm going to say to do like a good run, knowing where you're going and everything, you're probably looking at 80 to 100 hours.
Okay.
You could probably cut that down quite a bit, but I'm just going to spitball that number.
And that's only if you know. If it's like the first time and you've never done it, it's going to take you a lot longer than
Especially if you're going to like try to hit everything. I could probably pull off a full run in maybe 80 hours. So figure if like 16 hours, maybe a week, definitely 2 weeks with time to spare. It wouldn't be that bad. If you're trying to do like nonstop.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, yeah. But if you're doing like 2 hours a day, you're talking months.
Yeah.
The one guy in the one Discord wants to do like a group, like 4 of us get together like once a week to do it.
That would be neat.
We'd never be able to finish it. There's just too many different time zones and too much other shit.
But that would be really neat though.
We'd be able to like get like 2 maybe ever, and then we'd never be able to get anything to line up again. I don't want to burst his bubble and be like, yeah, that's not feasible, but it's not feasible.
It would be really cool.
It would be.
Like it's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Okay. This is a Reddit.
Reddit.
Cat advice.
Meow.
My partner wants me to rehome my kitten who I love. More context. I got a kitten back in August. He's a ginger kitty and he's very affectionate and cuddly. He's also insane. A bit of a menace. That's a ginger cat. During the summer, he would catch grasshoppers in the backyard and bring them inside, or dig massive holes in the yard and come inside covered in dirt. Now that it's winter, he's just all over the place. He's very vocal, yells a whole lot, very easily stimulated, everything means play, and is very food obsessed. He's a ginger cat.
Yeah.
I have to feed my older cat, 6 years old, separately from him because otherwise he'll bully her away from her food and eat both her food and his food. We also have a dog who gets nervous to eat when he's nearby, so we have to lock him in the bathroom while she's eating also. I have so many toys for him. I play with him with the laser every day, and I've even started taking him to the park a few times a week on a leash to work on going on walks to help get out his energy. That's so sweet. The thing that bothers my partner the most about the kitten is his excessive meowing. He's very loud purring. It's very loud and hard to sleep with. He sleeps most of the night in his own bed across the room. Jumping on the counter to try and grab food is very annoying. And some of the destructive tendencies he has, like shredding toilet paper if we leave the bathroom door open or the bathroom unattended. I wasn't initially good at disciplining the kitten because everything I'd read online said that discipline doesn't work with cats. We put double-sided, very sticky tape on the counters, and that didn't seem to deter him much. And even the negative feedback when he's doing naughty things only stops him in the moment, doesn't seem to translate to long-term change. The straw that broke the camel's back, last night he caught the kitten licking our dirty plates in the sink. We had salmon, and he just lost it and locked the kitten in the bathroom for an hour. I was in bed reading, and when he came in and I asked him if the kitten was still in there, he replied saying, "Yup," and he's staying there all night long. I protested because there was no food or water or litter box in there, and I don't think that that's really teaching the kitten anything. He replied saying that the cat would survive, and if he pooped or peed, it would be my job to clean it up in the morning. This led to a huge fight, and now we're not speaking because I'm picking the cat over him. I let the kitten out, obviously, because that seemed wrong and unfair treatment for the poor kitten.
Yeah, overnight's too much.
My partner has been so fed up that he's threatening to move out if I don't rehome the kitten. I told him that it's not an option. I love him so much, and I know that this is just a kitten phase and he'll grow out of it. He continues to argue that the kitten will be just as happy elsewhere and that he doesn't bring any value to his life, so we should get rid of him. I'm not getting rid of the kitten. But now it's at the point that my partner is sleeping in a separate room than me and is seriously considering ending this relationship and leaving. I don't know how to make the situation better. Help. Is there anything I can do to get my cat to behave better?
I mean, you've made your decision. If you're not going to get rid of the cat, you have to figure out how to talk the cat's language, and the cat language is different.
Yeah.
Bosco would only respond to discipline, and everybody says, do not do that.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing that he would respond to.
Yes.
Gizzard, you can talk to Gizzard.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, you can like tell Gizzard, like, no, you're not supposed to do that. And she won't do it. She'll try stuff. She'll try to get into the sink and check out like the garbage in the sink and stuff.
That, yeah.
But it's so funny. If you catch her going into the kitchen,
she knows she's bad and she jumps down and runs and hides.
No, not even that.
Sometimes.
If you catch her going into the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I'm sitting right and I look up and I see her walking into the kitchen, I'm like, Gizzard, what are you doing? And she'll turn around and look at me and I'm like, all right, and she'll wander off. So like you can call her out and she'll do Finnegan?
Nothing works.
The only thing that works for him sometimes is throwing him in the bathroom.
Yeah, he needs like a timeout.
But he needs a timeout.
Not for like hours.
No, not for hours.
Overnight. Like, he gets like 10 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes just to desensitize him because he gets stimulated very easily sometimes.
Yes.
And you got to kind of throw him in the bathroom, close the door.
You place him in
I know. You place him gently into the bathroom.
You place him gently in the bathroom.
And you close the door and he's just calm.
And he does. Like he calms himself and he comes out and he's a completely different cat. He's just like, la la la, I'm good now. And then he goes and he naps.
He gets himself
overstimulated.
Yeah, same thing. But that's 3 different cats with 3 different ways of training them. You just kind of got to figure it out for the cat. There's no, you can't do this with the cat. You can't do that with the cat. You can do that with some cats. It depends on the cat. It's
Yeah.
different personalities for all
And he is a
cats.
ginger boy. And I have noticed that gingers tend to be very, like, strong-headed. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
very...
Mhm.
What
Very
am I
stubborn.
trying to... Yes, thank you. They're
Yes.
very, very stubborn.
Very.
Like, the gingers tend to be like, no, I'm doing this because this is what I want to do.
Because Bosco and Finnegan are both ginger cats.
Finney
So-
has a little bit of ginger in him. Bosco is definitely a ginger boy. And he's like, when he gets in his head he wants to do something, then he's
gonna
doing
do
it,
it,
like,
yeah.
regardless. And I've read a lot of things about cats, and for some reason that's how gingers are. Like, they're the
very
most
headstrong.
lovely, loving, cuddly boys, but they're very headstrong and they do what they want, and it's hard to get them to not do what they want to do.
You really have to figure out how to make them want to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
why a
almost
lot
need
of
to, like, redirect them. Like,
you really do.
and find something
You have
that
to-
will interest them enough to take their attention away from what they want to do.
Yeah, you have to make them think it's their idea almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, this is not what you want to do. This is what I
Yeah.
want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which can be tricky sometimes. 'Cause sometimes they're very focused on doing the bad things.
Her boyfriend's kind of I want to know how long they've been together.
Yeah.
But her boyfriend's kind of a jerk. Like,
being a
leaving a
total jerk.
cat locked in a bathroom overnight with no food, no water, and no litter box. That's cruel.
That's super cruel.
That's borderline abuse.
That is abuse.
That is abuse.
That is abuse.
I mean, that's not...
yeah.
Oh, and if he just goes to the bathroom, you'll have to clean it up in the
Yeah,
morning.
that's abuse on both
No,
of
that's
them.
abuse for you and your cat. I hate when people give ultimatums about animals. Like,
Yeah.
I get that sometimes people just don't mesh well with animals,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean, it's on him. Like she says, she's like, I'm not giving up the kitten. Okay, you're not giving up the kitten, so you're giving up the dude because he's being a douche. I don't know what you want here.
There's been a bunch of responses, but she said they've been fighting about this since last night, and he keeps saying that what he did is not a big deal. I needed to hear from someone else that I'm not crazy for thinking he was totally out of line.
It is not a big deal because animals don't matter to him.
Yeah. Can you rehome your partner? That was one of the comments.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be just as happy somewhere else.
Yeah. Let him move out. Fuck that. Suddenly the cat will be a complete angel without that kind of energy in the home. That could be
That
it too.
could be it. That absolutely could
People
be it.
don't realize how much cats actually like
Feed on the energy around them.
feed on energy around them. And if you have someone that doesn't like cats and is constantly a jerk and mean,
They'll pick up on that.
they'll pick up on it and they're gonna fuck with you.
Absolutely.
They're very like,
It's not
fuck
just
you
cats.
if you don't like me. Animals do it in general,
it's
but
not just cats, but cats are much more fuck you.
like, if it knows that you don't like it, it's not going to like you. And it's going to let you know that it doesn't like you. He could definitely be picking up on the boyfriend's energy and like, yeah, this dude isn't cool, man. And will be doing things to piss him off
Absolutely.
because he's an asshole.
If you could give one piece of advice based on your experience from the past few years, what would it be?
That's a good question, but that's a thinker.
It is a thinker.
You don't have to keep the people in your life who make you miserable. You'll honestly feel like it feels like you're doing yourself an injustice by getting rid of friendships that aren't good for you and not healthy because you're the people pleaser and you want them, you feel like you owe them something. You don't owe anybody anything. And if they are not good for your mental health, you need to cut ties. You won't regret it. Don't feel bad about it. That's my advice.
Cut toxicity out.
Yeah. Cut toxic people out of your life.
Not even
You don't know
necessarily
them.
toxic, just,
Just people in general that they're not good for your mental health.
yeah.
If you find yourself feeling not good about a friendship all the time and you can't see any way to change it, like,
Don't waste time on people that don't deserve it.
yeah.
Maybe they're not necessarily toxic, but they could just be too
They're just, yeah.
self-absorbed,
There's just-
self-centered. Could
If
be a lot of
someone,
different things.
if you feel like someone doesn't deserve your attention and your energy,
Find
don't-
somebody who does.
yeah, don't push yourself into making it work because you've been friends for so long or for whatever reason you feel you owe this person, you don't.
Sunk cost fallacy. Just because you spent a lot of time on something doesn't mean you owe it more time.
Yes.
It's a good one. It's a very good one. Very, very good. Very
I learned it the hard way,
good.
but
Yeah, you did.
it
And it took years.
took years, but it was one of the best things I've probably done in my life when it comes to like sticking up for myself finally, because I don't do that very often, but realizing that my mental health matters more than theirs to me. Like,
Yeah.
that
I
sounds
mean,
bad, but like,
It's true, though. I mean, it
because their
shouldn't.
me not being their friend shouldn't really mess with their mental health, but they were not good for me.
And I mean, nobody else is going to look out for your mental health.
Yeah.
And that's not. Don't expect anybody else to look out for your mental health.
No.
That's not their job.
No.
But you got to do what's best for you and your mental health. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Thanks.
Mine's always similar because I always think, and I've said it time and time again, but conversations, talk to people. And I don't like talking to people.
You don't.
But 90% of the problems that people have and blow out of proportion could just be taken care of with a couple sentences. Very similar things from the past couple years that have resulted in some of the same thing you're saying. Like a couple conversations I've had have been like, all right, things are not progressing in a way that I'm happy with, and this is not how I want to be spending my energy, and people got cut out of my life and things have changed, and I am overall in a better place than I was a year and a half to 2 years ago, I think.
I'm going back to just my lesson because you're 100% sorry, but I have a little bit of regret how I handled it because I didn't tell the person why. I just cut them thinking
she cut
about
them
it.
Out. She didn't actually cut them.
Yeah. No, like we talked every day because they made me, and it was a very, very bad relationship on my end. Very one-sided, very bad on my end, and I knew I needed to get it out. And my mom, who is the person who always gives everybody the benefit of the doubt and loves everybody, would tell me, honey, you need to, this isn't healthy for you. You don't need to be in this friendship. And the only way I could see to do it was to just stop talking to this person completely. And I feel like I probably should have tried to have a conversation with her. But knowing her, I think she would have used everything that she knew about me to guilt me into not and turning it around and making me feel even more shitty about myself. So I probably did go about it the best way. But I still have some regret of how it went down. Like I feel like I should have at least given her some closure of some sort.
Does she need it? Are you looking for closure for her or for yourself? You're still expending energy to somebody who doesn't bite you,
that's true.
Offering her closure that you don't even know that she needs. So are you worried for closure for her or closure for you?
I don't need it.
Okay, then it's still just another part of you expending energy to somebody who doesn't deserve it.
Every once in a while I think about her and I wonder like what's going on. But then I'm like, I can't reach out. I can't do that because then I'll be pulled right back into it again, and I can't.
You've been down this road before. This really is not an uplifting, feel-good episode.
Isn't. Sorry, guys.
This is...
But hey, that girl's going to get rid of her partner and keep the cat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's uplifting for that kitty.
Uplifting for that kitty.
Uplifting for that kitty.
Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's ex? I have a 16-year-old stepdaughter who I love and am very close to. She even calls me mom sometimes. A few days ago, it was her birthday, and we threw a party for her. Her biological mom was also invited. Technically, we didn't invite her. She invited herself because she didn't want to throw a separate party for her daughter. Anyway, when it was time to open gifts, my stepdaughter opened...
Wait. So they threw a party for her stepdaughter, and the stepdaughter's mother came to the party uninvited because she doesn't want to throw her own party? Because
she didn't want to have to throw her own party for her own daughter. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So she threw... Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that correct.
Right.
Okay. When it was time to open gifts, my stepdaughter opened her dad's gift first, then reached for a gift that had mom written on it. She opened it and immediately looked disappointed. It was a small squishy. She looked at me and jokingly said, "Seriously, Mom? How old do you think I am?" I laughed and told her that it's from her biological mom, not me, and it's probably a joke. So I turned to her and asked, "Now, come on, where is the real gift?" She turned red and said it was the real gift. My stepdaughter just put it in a corner and didn't say anything, but it was obvious that she wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
My husband's ex then called me later and started screaming at me about embarrassing her like that. I honestly wasn't trying to embarrass her. I seriously thought it was a joke because the squishy was like $2.
Yeah.
Who gives that as a gift at a sweet 16 birthday party? Now she thinks I'm an asshole.
What's a squishy?
So it either could be a squishmallow, but squishmallows are much more than $2. So I'm thinking it's like, those like stress relief ball thingies, like a squishy? Yeah. I'm guessing it's something like that.
Okay. All right. That's,
For a 16, okay, she would have been better off just not giving a gift.
Probably, yeah.
But, see, I can take this both ways. Because if somebody gave me that, I would just be appreciative that they thought to get me something. But it's her mom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those, like...
That's a
slippery slope. Yeah. She shouldn't have said what she said to the mom, the stepmom.
Yeah.
But she didn't
do it out of malice.
She didn't do it maliciously. She genuinely was like, ha,
okay,
that's cute. Okay. So, I don't think she genuinely meant to be rude by it at all.
No, I don't think so at all.
I think it just kind of came.
I think she's just playing off of the daughter's thing. Like, what is this?
Everybody's saying she's the asshole.
Everybody's saying that she's the asshole for calling her out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she called her out on purpose.
You could have at least said, "That's from your mom," and said how cute it is. You don't always have to say what you're actually thinking. This is incredibly embarrassing, putting someone on the spot and to then say, "Where's the real gift? Are you like 5? Also, take this as a learning opportunity to learn that it's not about the cost, it's the thought. Not everyone has money and Many people are
valid.
struggling. Even if you don't like her mom, that's your daughter's mother. I'm sure her mom knew the gift wasn't going to be as flashy as others, so calling her out in front of everyone is childish. Maybe the squishy was something her daughter had growing up, and it was a happy memory for the mom. Also, take this as a chance to teach your stepdaughter about being thankful.
Okay, that's valid.
You're the asshole, and your stepdaughter is kind of an asshole too. I mean, what? Why was her reaction to a gift? No one told her to just be thankful for what she gets, and do you guys have this kind of banter in your relationship? Either way, it's uncomfortable, and I feel bad for the biological mom. It's clear you only posted this because you hate the biological mom and want to talk shit on her. You're the asshole. It wasn't polite. You're the asshole making co-parenting harder than it ever had to be. You're the asshole. You seem to be playing favorites game with your stepdaughter. You're the asshole. Would you have said it probably as a joke if the gift had been from anyone besides your stepdaughter's mom?
Okay, they have valid points.
They definitely have valid
They
points.
have valid points. I've never been in a situation anywhere similar to that.
I know.
I can understand being like, okay, thinking it was a joke, just automatically going, or I get that. But yeah, maybe she should have had a little decorum.
Yeah, I mean, I think saying, okay, where's the real gift? That was not a cool thing to do. But I don't think she meant it to be an asshole. It was an asshole move, but she didn't mean to be an asshole.
Yeah.
So I can't call her out on being an asshole. But did she? Because if they're right about her trying to
But they're also talking about somebody who invited herself to the party because she didn't want to throw the party.
Yeah.
Which can also go both ways, because did she not want to throw a party for her own daughter because she couldn't afford it? And that's another reason for the $2 thing. So that's like, I didn't think about that.
I know now, their comments are kind of making us go, well, but...
Yeah, we're looking at it from different angles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's...
You have a gizzard.
She hasn't been getting much lap naps lately.
Why? Oh, because you've been playing your game.
Yeah.
I posted a picture.
You did, yes.
One of the responses was, this is actually talking with kitties.
Always
and
has
it's
been.
That's why we call it that.
Yep.
Because they literally are with us all the time.
All the time. We ain't no posers. We just talking with some kitties.
We have some kitties and we're talking.
If you were a tree and could be planted anywhere, where would you choose?
If I were a tree... This is an interesting question.
I thought so.
I would want to be a redwood tree in the redwood forest.
In California?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just because they're so magical and big and amazing, and knowing that I could grow up to be just like that, I feel like I would be excited.
It's purr like crazy. Can you hear her?
I can't.
You can't?
Huh. No, you can't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that purr box is going hard. I'm going to steal your answer. I like that a lot.
Isn't that a good one?
Yeah, I really like that.
Being a redwood and being around all that majestic.
I was just going to be all jokey and be like, someplace warm. Now, someplace warm. I'm going to go with that. Yeah. And they're like federally protected or something.
Yeah,
too.
that's the thing. The only thing you really have to worry about is fires.
Yeah.
Complete this sentence. I have never in my life been so angry as when blank. Gizzard chooses your lap over mine. That's hard. That's almost too hard.
I don't get angry very much anymore, and I used to get angry all the time over nothing. So it's that's a really hard one.
When I find out people abuse children or animals,
I think they're looking.
I know for one single time. I know.
Something.
I can't think of it's too specific, and it's too hard to come up with one specific time that I was so angry for a reason. Right now at Gizzard because she's so cute. She rolled her eyes at me. You little jerk.
She was a bit of a jerk.
My 35 male girlfriend, 35 female, won't admit to killing my dog.
Oh.
Do I end it?
Oh.
About a year ago, my then girlfriend was about to move in with me. My dog had a broken back from an injury 4 years prior. The injury was my fault, but he is healed and can walk and run now. However, he tweaked his back jumping up on a wall. After taking him to the vet, he was given gabapentin for his pain, prescribed by the vet. My dog weighs 27 pounds and was given 400 milligrams of gabapentin, 200 milligrams, and then 200 milligrams 2 hours later. A fairly large-ish dose for his size. He was not supposed to move or be in pain, so his back could heal. My ex-partner thought he would be more comfortable and put a 25-pound weighted blanket designed for humans on him and folded it like she was making a bed on his diaphragm. When I got home from work, she said my dog looked strange. He looked strange because he was dead for 2 hours. She suffocated him under the weighted blanket. When I explained what happened to him, she freaked out and started cursing at me and blaming me for giving him gabapentin. I said quite a few choice words and the relationship was done. By choice words, I mean I cursed her out. I did eventually apologize for that, but she never admitted to killing him. Fast forward 18 months and we have been talking again. We were in love, very much so, but I was unable to forgive her for not taking responsibility for my dog's death. I told her there was no way we could be friends or anything romantic until she took responsibility for suffocating my dog. She refuses to apologize or acknowledge she killed him, and again blames it on the gabapentin and injuring his back 4 years ago. I find the behavior morally reprehensible and refuse to be with someone who can't do the bare minimum of accepting responsibility for doing something terrible to someone they loved. She claims she loved my dog. She says I'm going in circles, holding on to the past, etc., which to me sounds like a lot of gaslighting and stonewalling. How should I go about this? Do I cut ties or accept the loss of these 5 years?
I mean, it sounds like you made your decision. I don't understand what the question is.
Top answer? You answered your own question. You just don't like the answer.
Yeah, I don't see a question here. They put a 25-pound weighted blanket on top of a 27-pound dog that had a back injury. Gabapentin aside.
Absolutely, she was the cause of the death. I think she was trying to think of it being cozy, like to make it feel cozy and like, because when you're not feeling good, you want to feel warm and you want to feel like secure. And I feel like she was thinking like she was helping, like by putting a blanket and like wrapping it up. So I don't think it was, I mean, again, I don't know the person, but just from reading how it was written, it sounds like she didn't do it out of malice, genuinely did it to try to be nice. And she probably won't come out and say that's her fault because she's probably breaking apart inside for feeling like she did it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get
it's easier to blame something else because she feels so awful because it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
And the way he's coming at her, it sounds like he's saying, you murdered my dog. She did. She killed him, but it wasn't malicious. It wasn't the intent.
But, I mean, if his requirement is that she has to admit to it
and
or he can't be with her.
Can't bring herself to do it, then
what are you
don't
asking?
Be with her.
Yeah.
Like, neither of you can get past this, so move on.
Yeah, you're just torturing
Both
each other.
of you. Yeah. It's sad.
It is.
Poor dog. I kind of want to know, not that it has any significance to the story, but I kind of want to know how the dog broke its back initially. Not that I'm blaming anybody that has anything to do with the story. I'm just curious how a dog breaks its back because he said it was his fault. So it's not like he got like hit by a car or I mean, I guess he could have, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just curious how it happened.
Here's one that I think will be interesting. I don't think we're going to have typical responses to this. What is the plus side of being in a relationship and what is the plus side of being single? Are you biting me?
She was, yes.
What? Don't bite me when I'm trying to get your claws out of my leg.
She was doing it, but she was also like licking. Like she was kind of like, I don't think I like this, Dad. What are you doing? Leave me alone.
I'm trying to get your claw out of my leg. It hurts.
Okay, what is the plus side of being in a relationship?
What is the plus side of being in a relationship?
Literally getting to spend all day, every day with your best friend.
Yeah,
Always having someone that has your back and that you can talk to and have fun with. Literally being with your best friend all the time.
Going to bed next to your best friend, waking up, and there they are again.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's like
just having your best friend there all the time.
It's like being a little kid. You always want to hang out with your best friend, but you get to do it.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then what is the best...
And it's not even like a security thing either.
No.
It's not
literally
a security thing
just...
at all. It's just you get to hang out with your best friend all the time. Yeah. I'm totally 100% with that one. Yeah.
And then what is the best... What is it? What is
the best part of being
the best
single?
part of being single?
What is the plus side? What is the plus side of being single?
I have one, but it doesn't go really with us, if that makes sense.
I think it does make sense because I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but I'm not sure. Go ahead.
So I think a plus side of being single is not having to, I want to say answer to anyone, but that's not exactly what I mean, but like
being able to do whatever you want.
To do whatever you want and not having to worry what the other person will think or if the other person will let you or if, you know, it's going to start a fight if you want to go and stay out with friends or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have that problem because we are very open and honest with each other and we both know that we're individual people and we have things that we like to do, and if you don't want to do something and I want to, I'm going to go do it and you're okay with that. So that, I think that's kind of...
That's not a plus side for us. That's what I'm getting at. That's why I said that I thought it would be different.
That's not a plus necessarily for us because we have that in our relationship, but I feel in most relationships that is how it works. Like you ask permission, kind of, sort of. I hate saying permission, but
sometimes it is.
Just the independence aspect of it, like being able to do what you want. We don't really have that, but I think that that is a plus side for most people being single.
Because we really do. We kind of just do whatever. It's like we let each other know where we're going to be in case we're needed.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to be doing this with this
we try
over
to.
here.
I'm not so good at that.
Do you have anything?
I have one more.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do one more, and
This is Reddit on Wiki. I don't know what that is.
Reddit on Wiki?
That's on, I don't know. My girlfriend, 28 female, wants to break up with me because I, 30 male, bought the wrong chocolate.
Oh.
I just thought it sounded kind of funny. I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years now. Everything is going great and she's the love of my life. But today something very weird happened. I told her I'm going to the grocery store to buy some stuff for the next few days. I asked her to send me a list on Messenger. We always do this so I don't forget anything important. I asked her multiple times if she needed anything to make sure we had everything at home and didn't have to go grocery shopping again tomorrow. She said she wanted chocolates. Fine. What flavor should I bring? Any flavor is fine. You know what I don't like. So just don't bring that. Sorry, it's one of those that it's like screenshot, so I have to find where I left off.
Okay.
She sounded annoyed, which confused me, but I thought she was just in a bad mood. I went to the store, got all the stuff on the list, picked up some chocolates, and then headed home. When I got home, she asked where the chocolate was, and when I gave it to her, she exploded at me. I don't like caramel. How could you get such a simple thing wrong? Why did you ask if you didn't care about the answer? You're driving me crazy, and I don't want to be with you anymore. I was flabbergasted. I tried to calm her down and have a conversation, but she stormed out and slammed the door. I want to give her her space, but wow, what just happened? I sometimes got her chocolates with caramel, and I don't remember her ever saying that she doesn't like them. Can someone please explain what I did wrong? How should I approach her about this? Should I just let her be upset or go and talk to her? Edit. Let me answer a few things here so it's easier to find. I asked her to write the list because she spends more time at home than I do, so I assume she knows better what we need for the house. Some days I work 12-hour shifts. I can't remember everything that we might need for the house. I don't remember her explicitly saying that she hates caramel, but I will keep it in mind for next time. I didn't buy her a chocolate that she hates on purpose. I'm not a passive-aggressive person. I do chores around the house, but because she's working from home most days, she does more of the chores as well. I have to travel to work every day, so we made an agreement about the chores and she was okay with it. Sometimes I forget things, but it's nothing malicious. I don't think that makes me a horrible boyfriend. I also always ask her if she wants me to get her anything, what she would like to eat, if she needs anything at all. Yes, she's on her period right now. Because I see a lot of comments and assumptions. She doesn't do all the housework alone. I mentioned her period because people have asked about it in the comments. She experiences strong PMS symptoms during most of her periods and is waiting to see a specialist about it. I don't remember her saying that she hates caramel, blah, blah, blah. It's basically just the same shit.
This isn't a problem. This is a symptom.
Yeah.
There's something bigger going on. It's not, the problem is not the chocolate. The chocolate is a symptom of something bigger that's going on there.
Top, you are good today. Top comment. It's not about the chocolates. I don't know what it's actually about, but it's not about the chocolate.
No.
And the other person says, my thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Outside of severe PMDD, it can't just be about chocolate. I don't know what PMDD is.
I don't either.
Postmenstrual.
Or premenstrual.
Premenstrual. I don't know what PMDD.
PMDD.
Premenstrual
Dysphoric disorder.
A severe, sometimes disabling extension of premenstrual syndrome. Severe form of premenstrual syndrome that includes physical and behavioral symptoms that usually resolve with the onset of menstruation. That would suck.
Yeah.
Holy shit, would that suck?
That might be, and he did say that she was going to the doctor about everything.
So that really could be it. Or she's got other issues with you going on and she just needed an excuse to snap.
Something.
Or something is just,
Yeah, it's not about the chocolate.
It's not about the chocolate.
It is a symptom of something bigger.
Yeah.
I think the word for the day has been malicious.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of malice in this episode.
Malice.
Actually, a lot of not malice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. We've been talking about how a lot of stuff has not been malicious.
Not been malicious.
Oh, you're stuck again.
Oh, she's so cute. She is now in a ball.
She is a little ball.
She is a little croissant.
Yes, she needs trimmed. We really need to trim her. She's gotten stuck like 4 times.
And then she bites you when you try to get her out.
Yeah. She bit me the one time for no reason.
But it's like love bites because she doesn't do it to be mean. She's not being vicious. Look at that little face. That little face is not vicious.
What do you mean? I can't see the little face. It's buried in my knee. My knee pit.
Your knee pit.
But yeah, we're going to call it there for this very uplifting and feel-good episode.
Malicious intent.
Yeah, there was no malicious intent on the feel-goodness of this episode.
Yes.
We were not trying to maliciously we weren't trying to maliciously shit all over your day or anything. So
it just kind of happened. Sorry.
The roll of the dice. As usual, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for hanging out.
We appreciate it every time.
Absolutely.
I got to get this kitty off my lap with the minimum of scratches.
I don't think that's going to happen. She looks pretty cozy.
Yeah.
He's going to be stuck in the basement in this chair all day.
Yeah.
That's not true. You'll go upstairs, lay on the couch, and put on a blanket and yell for her, and she'll come running.
I don't have any problems moving her because she'll just come right back up.
Yep.
And make herself comfortable in a new way.
Yep.
Yes. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next week.
Bye.